Hey, what's going on, guys? Arik, Xander here, DASH Astrologist. So, the month of Leo, from July 22nd until August 23rd, every year, it's a really intense time because the month of Leo is ruled by the sun, which is a big giant star, and it's a really dangerous one at that. So, right off the bat, make sure you're using your sunscreen, make sure you're using, your SPF, and you're protecting yourself from the sun, because this is the month where we receive so much light spiritually and physically that we need to make sure that there's a filter, that there is some restriction so that we don't burn ourselves out. In Western astrology, the sun is masculine. It's the king of the zodiac. But in Dash astrology, which is the system I work with, the sun is feminine, it's female, it's yin energy. And why? Well, I do have other videos and teachings about this, but just really keep it short and simple. The sun represents where we get life. And if you ask yourself, where does life come from? Well, it comes from the mother. It comes from the female energy. All of life, everything in this world comes from the female yin energy, which is what the sun represents. It's unconditional, it gives, it's always shining down upon us, and this is the female energy. Now, the moon, like we talked about in the last cycle of Cancer, which always precedes Leo, is the male. It's receiving the light of the sun from the female energy. So, just right off the bat, this is how we approach the month of Leo. So, it's really, really interesting because when we look at it from this dynamic, we see how much there is for us to receive in this month, always, every year. And now this is going to be different for everybody because we all have different individual birth charts. So if you want to book a session with me to see where is this energy manifesting for you, you can do so on arikxander.com. So like every month, Leo is divided into 3 different decans, and each are about 10 days as the sun is traveling through the sign. And the first part of Leo is from July 22nd until August 2nd, August 3rd. So it's always like maybe in the middle of the day, depending on when the sun is crossing over. So let's just call it the August 2nd. We see here as kids playing, and this is really, really kind of easy to understand. It's either about play and remembering everything is about play, or we're taking things serious and we're fighting and we're not getting along and we're stifling and our creativity. Leo loves to be creative, Leo loves to share, Leo loves to play, but when it takes it too serious, when the ego is involved, when the ego part is involved of the Leo, it's not playing anymore, and it needs to prove itself, it needs to be better than. It's a lot of things that are at stake when the ego is involved. But when the ego is not playing, it's inner children playing along. And you can see this kind of energy with kids on the playground. Sometimes they get really vicious and they tease each other. So we do this too still. I mean, a lot of people never grow out of this. They still act immature and they still behave in this sort of way. And this time of year, these kinds of energies can be resurfacing again. So my advice is to keep it light, play, and don't get too invested in what it is that you're doing. There's a lot of poor loser energy here. There's a lot of my way or the highway. So let's keep it light during this part. And then moving into the second part, from August 3rd until August 13th, we have the Six of Wands, and this is about being triumphant and victorious after any kind of competition or any kind of battle. So now we want to interpret this as overcoming our ego. We're overcoming our ego, and then we become brighter. We become more confident. We have more self-esteem. This is how we develop. So it's really interesting because you see, when you play with lightheartedness, then you have more confidence. You have more self-esteem. But if you're taking it serious and like everything's at stake here, and this is how we can approach anything, especially during this month, because remember, when we're in the month, we can clean up past months that we maybe have acted egotistical, for example, and we can utilize the energy to make a better reality for ourselves. So it's really about having this amazing opportunity to develop self-esteem, develop confidence, being able to shine brightly and express yourself. Then, which takes us to the last part of Leo, which is from August 13th until August 22nd, August 23rd, like I said, depending on the time of day, in which time zone you're in also, is then standing up for our expression, standing up for who we are, not backing down, not giving in to the waves and pools of others, but really saying, this is who I am and this is how I express myself, and I take responsibility. It's a lot about taking responsibility and using that energy in a self-expressive way. As you can see, the guy here in this card, he has two different shoes on, so he can really express himself however he wants. He says, I'm going to express myself like this, and what are you going to do about it? He is the kingdom of his reality. So other than that, Leo is a fire sign. There's lots of fire energy. Like I said in the beginning, make sure you're using SPF and you're protecting yourself from all that light, because we need a restriction. If we just receive it all, like I said, we're going to get burned out. So Leo is, like I said, a fire sign. So there's all this fire energy for transformation and kindling that fire. We're in the middle part of summer before we enter into the third part, which is Virgo. So I want to also put in the description down below a link to the Leo playlist to help you overcome and activate the stronger energies of Leo. And as always, like I have here, Leo Essential Oil Blend is being diffused throughout the space. You know, you can use it as a perfume. It's amazing. It has cinnamon, it has bergamot, it has all the citrus, like all the energy of the sun. So I really highly recommend that. So it makes an amazing perfume. And if this is your first time watching, please subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up if you like it. And if you have any questions, or like I said, want to go further into the chart, please go to arikxander.com and schedule an appointment with me there. And I wish you all a wonderful month of Leo, and thanks for watching.